and welcome back to the Midday Show. I'm Jeff Everett. He is Mark Messina. Penn State graduate, came out today as the first active NFL player. No more value meals, possibly at McDonald's and KFC. We got John Mackey coming back on for Quizzo, and then a little bit of chatter and comments afterwards. But of course, the most important question of every day, Mark, how are you feeling?
I like how you frame that because that is the most important question. Today, I'm a little worked up. I'm going to tell you why. I told you I went to Ohio and back the other day because I had to drop my daughter off at this thing. And on the way back, I had to stop and go to the bathroom. And I always feel bad that I just go in and use the place for bath. So I usually buy something. And I bought a pack of peanut M&Ms because they're delicious. But I didn't want them. So I brought them in here yesterday, and I threw them in the freezer. And that you can see where the freezer is. So what a terrible idea this was, because I could literally hear them calling my name. Like, how long am I going to let them just sit right there? And so today, yesterday I actually got through it. Today I broke them out right after I got here. And I'm reading the packaging. And as Americans, we should be tired of being lied to, either by politicians or by companies like the Mars company says, you see here, it's over here. It says share size. Okay, first of all, no, we're not sharing these. And then you read the calories. How many calories are in this? Because when you get old like me, this stuff kind of matters. How many servings? It says calories per serving.
Well, because
how many servings are in here, do you think, according to the Mars company?
According to the advertising, at least 2, because I'm sharing it.
3. Now, and I know, when you open one of these, and it's a little bigger than the typical one, how many servings are in these?
I mean, 1.
1. You eat till the bag is empty. That's what you do. I don't care if you're a grown adult. I don't care if you're a 10-year-old at the Little League concession stand. You open the bag, you keep eating until they're done. You don't share them. This share size over here, lie. It's just this way of making it seem 3 servings in it. Are you kidding me?
So do you want the bags to be smaller, or do you want them to completely change their advertising?
No, I just want them to say where it says calories. Right there, calorie. Can we see this? 100, where? What? How do I do? 160 per serving. Lie. It's 480 per bag. That's what it should put, per bag. Because 98% of the people, my 77-year-old mother would just eat the whole bag.
Is that
nobody's eating half of these and stopping. No,
is that an empty bag?
What?
Is that an empty bag?
Yeah, it's empty. You know why? Because I'm a man and I ate the whole bag.
Because it's 1 serving?
Because it's 1 serving. It wasn't even a challenge. It's not even I can understand you order a whole pizza. That's not 1 serving. There was a time that I could eat a whole pizza, but not anymore. But you shouldn't eat a whole pizza. You should. If you don't eat the whole bag of this, you have problems.
So was the answer to my question that you're full, or was the answer to my question that you're not in a great mood? How are you feeling?
No, I feel good actually. And
okay, that's good.
I am ready for lunch now. It kind of got me through because usually I eat at 11, so this kind of carried me through till we're on the backside.
Oh, okay.
But I'm good. I'm not. You have, and I want you to know this. I know I made fun of you yesterday for your hungover look because you have your sunglasses on. You talk about how bright it is there. Yeah. It doesn't. It seems overcast as all get out from just the camera angle and the view. And
it was really bright. It's overcast now a little bit. I will say this. Most people put on sunglasses and they feel cooler. I am not one of those people. So this is you want to talk about marketing ploys. This is not a marketing ploy for me. I do not feel cooler with these sunglasses on. This is a means of survival so I can see what's happening.
All right, I'll give you that. You know what? It's funny. I don't think I ever saw you with sunglasses on until yesterday.
Okay. Hit us with our first topic.
Well, Carl Nassib came out yesterday that the first openly gay NFL player, and he's a Penn State grad. So that is the little tie here to North Central PA because we cover Center County, and Carl was a Penn State grad. I just pulled up his stats. He's 29, 28, 29. Hold on, maybe I still have him up. He's a good player.
28.
He
Oh,
is.
he can play. He is a defensive end for the Las Vegas Raiders, for those of you who don't know. 28 years old. When he actually made the announcement, he was at his house in Westchester, Pennsylvania as well. And he's doing it. He's also going to donate $100,000 to the Trevor Project as well with his announcement.
And the Trevor Project its main focus is just support for the LGBTQ community with suicide prevention. They are the number one sisters, I guess, in suicide prevention for the LGBT community. But he's been in the league. He played 2 years with the Browns, 2 years with the Bucks, now a year with the Raiders. He has 20 and a half career sacks. He had his first career interception last year with the Raiders and actually lumbered 23 yards with it. But, his 2 years before signing with the Raiders with the Buccaneers, he had 6.5 sacks and 6 sacks. And that's, it's not quite a sack every other game, but, he's a solid NFL player.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he was the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year his senior year in college. It wasn't like he just played for Penn State. I believe he was the Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten. So somebody who obviously knows how to play the game of football.
What's interesting is my daughter. I have 2 daughters, but one knows nothing about sports and doesn't like sports. But she texted me when this happened, and she's like, she texted me and her brother, my son, because he's a big football guy, and she basically like, how is this? Is this as big a news as I think it is? How is this going to go over? And I said, I don't know. It'll be interesting because, football is one of these machismo. And my son came back immediately, said his team is very supportive. The NFL union is really supportive. And then my immediate thought was machismo, and this could be a problem for him. Then my next thought was, the vast majority of the players in the NFL are black. So they are used to being on the other side of discrimination. So maybe they would be incredibly supportive. Now, Nassib is white, but they're as African Americans in American culture, they're used to being discriminated against. So it doesn't surprise me that they would rally against someone else or rally on the side of someone else who is, potentially to be discriminated against.
Did you get a chance to read the post that he made? Like, did you get to read the text or listen to the whole thing?
I saw half of not a Twitter. He made a short little video announcement.
Yeah. So he did a fantastic job. And not that necessarily there's a good way or a bad way, it's his choice of how he does it and when he does it. But one of the things that he was great is he immediately went into why he felt supported. And he went through the list of whether it was the organization or former teammates and family and friends. And he went through the gambit of everybody that he made him feel strong enough, made him feel supported enough to come out and make the announcement now at the age of 28. And I think that he just did it. I don't think there's a correct way. Like, I would never tell somebody they didn't do it correctly. But he nailed it as far as bringing up, like, why now, why he felt strong enough to do it. And I agree with you. Like, he's going to get all the support he needs from his teammates and the organization and who he needs it from.
And the one of the thoughts is that the shock waves that this probably sent through the Raider organization and the Raider clubhouse. But in reality, there had to be guys. He had to have teammates that he had confided in. And you just wonder, we'll probably never know, but how many people are shocked by this and how many of his teammates are like, yeah, I knew.
Well, and the other thing, too, is difference between generations because, like, at my age, like my generation, I don't even think, like, when you walk into a locker room, you're just not thinking about it. Like, you're not. Like, it's not on your mind. You're not worried about it. It's just not a thing. So when you say, like, will he be supported? Will people, like, yes. Like, it's a different time. It's a different generation. I think a lot of the people maybe from previous generations that would think of that or be worried about that stuff, it's just not, like, I'm not saying that discrimination isn't real anymore, but there is way more support and there's way more idea of, like, when you walk into a locker room, it's not a concern for the majority of people that are walking into that locker room. It isn't.
That's a good point because we see that, he's this big burly NFL, defensive end. But he's a kid, he's 28, and he is of that younger generation that is much more, tolerance, the immediate word that comes out. But
I would almost just call it like social savvy. Like there's just an understanding of like there may be someone, there may not be someone, but like it's not what you're thinking about when you're in the locker room. It just
I agree.
Not in 2020, 2021.
And I don't know if he talked about this, but I think one of the things that he did well is he's 28 years old. So I would say, quote unquote, he's in the prime of his career, but football careers can be shorter, especially injury wise. He could play for 10 years or he could, who knows, but he didn't do it on the tail end. Like as we looked at Jason Collins, who was the first openly gay NBA player, he'd been in the league like 10 years, and he was a free agent when he announced it. And the next season came around, and he didn't get a job. He signed like a 10-day contract in February because I think the Nets needed a backup center and whatever. But Nassib is still like he's playing. He's there. He's a force to be reckoned with on the field. So he was old enough that he had established himself, and he wasn't coming in as a rookie, and but he's still young enough that he could be around for 3, 4, maybe even 5 more years and carry this torch for a while. So I don't know if this had anything to do with his planning, but he did it well.
And it is naive to think that he really is the first, and it is naive to think that he is the last. There's just, again, I think nowadays, whatever the percentage was, whatever the number was before of people that would have been worried or people that would have thought about it when they walk into that team's locker room, that number is so changed and it's so different. And it is, you could even tell by like his delivery and in his post, there was a comfort, there was a serenity, and there's just no way somebody would have been, I just find it hard to believe somebody would have been that sure of it, that calm about it, that just complete confidence that he displayed at the age of 28 doing it in the profession that he's in 2010, 2000, 1990. And so for that reason, like I think he has way more support than most people think.
Well, here's the other question. How many messages did he get? And I'm sure he got the gambit. I'm sure he got hate mail and death threats and all that. Well, I shouldn't say I'm sure of that, but I would guess. But how many guys that are active? I would bet a lot of money that he got at least one message from another guy who's active in the NFL who hasn't come out yet. Who is possibly. Like, who came to him and he's like, listen, I'm not ready yet. And obviously Carl's not going to out him because he knows his own process and he's going to wait. But to be there for support of people and do other guys come out now while Carl's still in the league so they're not alone. And, it's interesting. And again, we talked about the NBA. Jason Collins was 13. The interesting thing, as we talked about this with Carl being a Penn State guy, the first NBA guy was John Mackey, who was a Penn State grad, who was a center, who stuck around in the NBA for a while, but he announced it after he retired. Jason Collins was the first one who announced it and then played after that. But Carl's the first one in the NFL. But again, after Collins did it, there wasn't like this wave of NBA players. But when you think of an NBA roster with 15 guys as opposed to an NFL roster with 52 guys, like just the numbers and the mathematics of it make it seem so much more probable that there is at least one other NFL guy right now.
No, it was important for anybody to do this. It was valuable for anyone to do it. But there's just a higher level of value because of who he is and how successful he is. And I agree with what you hinted at, like this idea of like, he's not going to go off into the sunset in the next year or two. Like he is going to be in an NFL locker room for the next couple of years. And it matters. Like that's going to bring significant change, whether it's needed or not, depending on what locker room he's in.
So it's going to be interesting. And And the Raiders are certainly they're a storied franchise anyway. Now they're in Vegas, so they're kind of like a glitzy, storied franchise. He didn't do this in Cincinnati. He didn't do it in some outpost of, he's a Raider. And even though the Raiders haven't had a lot of on-field success, they are one of the storied franchises. So it is. It's a good story. It's interesting, and he's got a lot of new fans.
So something a little less serious. McDonald's.
No! Don't say that.
Yes, something a little less serious, but it's going to affect people. McDonald's, KFC, and some other fast food franchises are coming out, and they are kind of almost like pre-warning, and some of them are starting to do it. They are removing value meals $5 and under. There is nothing listed yet about the dollar menu itself, but this idea of like getting a combo meal for less than $5, you're not going to believe this. There is an osprey flying over top of me with a fish holding it, and this fish is like a foot, and it just flew over. I just lost sight of it now going over this house. Amazing. Anyway, their dollar menu is still there. It's intact. I don't know how much longer that will last. But the idea of pulling up and getting like a $5 combo meal, McDonald's and KFC saying like that is out. Like that's out the window. And there was a quote in the story, and one of the higher ups at McDonald's said that people have never been more desensitized to higher prices for fast food, meaning that people are just getting what they want, and they don't care if it's $7 or $11 or $12 or $8. They're just looking at the combo. That's the combo I want. If you charge me $9, if you charge me $5, if you charge me $11, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's where we're heading.
Well, I don't think McDonald's does anyway, because I know like the first one that comes to mind is Wendy's is a 4 for $4 meal, and apparently that's gone. So I'm a big fan of all value meals. I'm a big fan of every drive-through fast food restaurant there is. So I don't like any negative news that goes along with this, and higher prices are not good. But we've talked about it, how we knew this was coming and how they have to pay their employees more and things like that. I don't mean to spin this, but I'm going to give you a quick psychological survey. When you see the osprey flying with the big fish, are you happy for the osprey, or do you feel bad for the fish?
The one that just flew over top of me?
Yes.
I mean, I'm happy for the osprey. I don't really think, I don't know, fish are weird. Like, I have nothing against fish, but fish are food, like in Nemo.
I feel bad for the fish.
You feel bad for the fish?
Because you're a heartless person, and that's me. Like, I can only imagine that fish going like dying this slow death.
Do you want the osprey to starve?
No, I don't, which is kind of but can't the osprey like go to a fast food?
It not anymore. There's no more value meals. There's nothing under $5. This is what I will say. I remember, because even in Blossburg growing up, we didn't have like a ton of fast food.
No.
I know there wasn't, like, in order to really get like fast food, like you had to go like to Mansfield or next town over. So it wasn't really a staple of my life until I went to college. And there were like the early years in college, the dollar menu was like a saving grace. Like there were a lot of nights where that was the only place I was going and the only way I was really like getting something. So I do like, I am used to pulling up to a fast food joint and figuring it out for $3, $4, $5. So I do like, I think this is a bigger deal than people realize. I know a lot of people go through a drive-through and they really don't care about the difference between paying $9 versus $5. But for a lot of people, it's a big deal. It changes a lot.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how the world reacts. But we've talked about how drive-through lines are dozens deep now, and also that they can't get employees. So maybe the price increase, if it doesn't hurt customer traffic, then they're making more money and they'll be able to pay more people and they'll be able to hire more people. So we've talked about how the world is going to adjust post-pandemic with the shortage of workers and things like that. So maybe this is one of them.
Yeah, I'm bummed out. You want to give Weiss Markets a shout?
Thank you to Wise Markets. I was there yesterday, buying everything from popcorn to ice cream to Italian bread. I love like the Wise Markets freshly baked Italian bread. You can get like 2 loaves for $1.98. That is one of my when there is good Italian bread, I am one of those guys that will go out to eat, and when they bring you the bread basket, I will eat the entire basket of bread and then like take my meal home with me. I am one of those guys. But so yes, the Wise Market Bakery never let you down. So for all your other stuff, grocery, pharmacy, bakery, flowers, lottery tickets, whatever you need. Thank you to Wise Markets for sponsoring us. On the wheel, we have a $25 gift card from Wise, a $50 gift card from Wise, and a $100 gift card from Wise. We also have gift cards from some of our other wonderful sponsors like The Break Room, Eat and Run Catering, and the Moon and Raven. We have another one. I said I was going to put it up yesterday, and I forgot. So maybe I'll do that tomorrow if I remember. But yeah, that's what we got. So
right.
Thank you to Wise Markets for sponsoring our show.
Join the Midday Show Facebook group. Once you join it, you automatically have a chance to have your name drawn. If your name is drawn, we will spin the wheel. We are collecting addresses. I have watched Mark. He has an Excel sheet, and he is vehemently writing down addresses. So be sure to reach out to Mark if you are a winner and if you haven't heard from him yet. But he is doing his due diligence.
And my handwriting is better than Jeff's because Jeff holds a pen like a 3-year-old.
We'll have to show that one day. I'm not great at holding a pen, but I have great handwriting.
You do.
My handwriting is great.
It is like if you just showed people how you held a pen, they would think that you couldn't even make letters, but your handwriting it doesn't make any sense.
I'm willing to say my handwriting's like almost immaculate. Like it is. It's
better than like guys just don't have good handwriting. Women, I think, stereotypically have better handwriting. Yours is really good for a guy. Yours is almost impossible considering the way you put a death grip on that pen.
It's not falling out of my hand. Today's winner from the Midday Show Facebook group is Elsie Westner.
There we go.
Elsie Westner. Here we go. Let's see it.
Elsie sounds like a win. Like the Tampa Bay Lightning win. You know they won a hockey game 8-0. Playoff game 8-0. You know what's bad? When you give up 8 goals in a hockey game.
It's like the goalie got struck by lightning or something.
Exactly. Here we go. Elsie with a winner. The only question is what's she gonna win? It looks like nothing. Oh, 2 in a row. Wow.
Sorry, Elsie.
I have cool. When Jeff has sunglasses on, I suck. That's the direct correlation.
Is that what's really happening here?
That's what it is.
Okay, it's Tuesday. It's time for trivia. I have lost. I don't know if it's because of where I'm at. I have lost count. How did we do last week?
I thought we got them all, but we missed the baseball dog show one. I think we were 4 for 5.
We missed the baseball. That's right. We missed the Barry Bonds.
The Barry Bonds answer, and that was like the most obvious guess. And I went all around the map. And
I don't like to throw you under the bus, but when there's a baseball question, I expect you to come through.
Listen. If it's about baseball, I mean, if it's which former player had a dog in the New York City dog, what's it called? What's that?
I don't know.
The Westminster Kennel Classic, whatever.
I still don't. I would. You know what would be a fun show just for like 10, 15 minutes? To find a dog judger. Is that what I don't even know what they're called? A judge of dog shows?
Maybe.
It would be fun to have one on because I still don't understand what they're looking for.
Oh, none of us do.
I don't get it. It would be fun to have someone come on and actually explain why this dog is better than that dog.
I want to know if any dog has ever taken a dump right in the middle of it and still won like best of show.
No chance.
It's
got to be a DQ right away.
There is an etiquette aspect of like the dog cannot crap on the fake AstroTurf stuff.
Well, Mackey's going to be thrilled because if we were ever warming up a crowd, that was the conversation there. So we're just making Mackey's life a little bit easier. Let's bring him on. Mackey, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
See,
we're surviving.
And Mackey will back us up on this. You have never had a trivia winner who crapped on the floor right in the middle of the contest.
Yes, no, that is definitely ultimate disqualification. Instant DQ in the trivia world, yeah.
So there we go. How's your life going?
Good. It's been a busy couple of weeks, Looks like Jeff maybe is on vacation now.
I am.
Jeff's life is a vacation.
Yeah.
It is. It can be. I'm not going to dispute that. You sound upset.
Who, me?
You sound jealous.
No, I'm happy because once again the lights are on. Dan and I are here. He doesn't complain. He doesn't mind like working with lights on. So it's good.
So Mark, you want the Mars Corporation to completely restructure their serving size, just essentially so you feel better about yourself when you're done
just for you.
No, it's everything that they sell, no matter what. If it's a Snickers bar, if it's a whatever, serving size 1
should always just be 1.
Just be 1. If you can fit it in your pocket, it's 1.
I mean, you could argue, say, like a weekender bag of Middlesworth barbecue chips is only 1 serving. I mean, if the right person gets into that bag.
And that's like I said with a pizza. But listen, a can of soda is 1 serving. A 16-ounce bottle of soda is 1 serving. A 24-ounce bottle of soda is 1 serving. We just keep drinking till it's empty. There's no calculation that I've had enough.
Well, I guess a bonus question for you then, since we're talking serving size. How many servings are there in a pint, a Ben & Jerry's pint? According to them. But 1, yeah, but I mean according to them.
You mean that's
the ones you get in the grocery store, yeah.
I'm going to guess 8.
No, there's no way. There's not even 8 spoonfuls.
What is on the label?
I would have said it's got to be more than 2. 4?
Yeah, it's 4. According to them, there's 4 servings on that.
That's perfect.
1 for 1. Let's go.
All right, that was your bonus question. I'm going to get you with the real stuff now.
The question is, how does he know that?
I ate a lot of Ben & Jerry's when I was in college. What can I say?
I was that guy that used to go to the gym, and on the way home, I'd stop at the mini market and just buy a pint of Ben & Jerry's. Yeah. Even though it was totally defeating the whole purpose, it was delicious.
All right. Let's start out with some sports. I'm going to start you out with an easy one today. This is the first question of the
Barry
4
Bonds.
teams. No, it's not Barry Bonds. Of the 4 teams remaining in the NBA playoffs, which one most recently appeared in an NBA Finals? Of the 4 teams remaining in the NBA playoffs, which one most recently appeared in an NBA Finals?
See, this is the beauty of this question. I'll just interject. I could probably figure this out because I do know a lot about sports. But anytime there's an NBA question, I can just kind of scroll through my phone and check my text while Jeff figures out the answer because he's going to get it right. So go ahead, Jeff, whenever you're ready.
It is not the Clippers. They have never been. It is not the Milwaukee. This one's tricky. The Atlanta Hawks, I believe, went, but they were St. Louis. So I think even though the Hawks have been, I think that would have been like late 60s, early 70s.
It has to be Phoenix.
I want to say it's Phoenix because they saw Boston there. There was the one crazy game, like double OT. The guy
they lost to Jordan too,
and they lost to Jordan as well.
Atlanta has not been in the playoffs in my lifetime. Milwaukee hasn't been there since Kareem. Not the playoffs. Okay. In the you said the finals, right? Up here in the NBA finals.
Yeah.
Milwaukee hasn't been there since Kareem was there. He might even been Lou Alcindor. I think he changed while he was in Milwaukee.
I think the obvious one is Phoenix.
It has to be Phoenix.
Because in Atlanta, like I said, they were St. Louis when they were there. I mean, if they were early 90s Barkley Suns, I don't think there's anyone after that. Definitely wasn't Phoenix. They never made it. No,
definitely was Phoenix.
Well, no, I'm saying that was the last one, was 93, 92, 93 Barkley would have been the last one. Like Nash and the Suns never made it.
We'll go with Phoenix.
All right, you guys got it. Phoenix, 1993, losing to Jordan and the Bulls.
And they almost came back to win. If it wasn't for what's his name hitting the 3, it was Paxson, wasn't it?
Paxson, yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Big shot.
Okay.
Milwaukee Bucks were 1974, Hawks 1961, and the Clippers, they have never been in the NBA Finals. So, all right.
Nice.
Second question. What software company started in 1994 as the Mosaic Communications Corporation? What software company started in 1994 as the Mosaic Communications Corporation?
Yeah.
Netscape.
Is that do you know that, or are you just throwing that out?
No, I'm like 99% sure it's Netscape. I'm pretty sure that was the original name.
Good, because I was thinking Netscape.
Okay. I didn't know they were like the MCC. Like I didn't know they were like Communications Corporation, but I'm pretty sure Mosaic became Netscape.
Netscape. There we go.
Yeah, you guys got it. Netscape.
Look at you.
That's my first experience, with the internet on Netscape. I'm not even sure that browser's around anymore. But.
I have friends that can do the sound, like the login sound, like to a T.
Jeff, do you remember a world before the internet? I mean, I know Mark.
I do. So Mark and I have talked about this just like 20. I'll keep this to 20 seconds. I truly believe there's a small group of people. There's like this 3 or 4 year window where you remembered growing up without the internet, cell phones, all this stuff. But then like as soon as you were 18, 19, like as soon as you started college, it all just like flooded. So I do remember being like 9, 10, 11, 12, and there was no like actual, like there was an internet, but like it wasn't like everyone was on it. Like people didn't have emails, like all this stuff. Once I was like 12, 13, 14, people started getting their emails and that kind of thing. So I do remember a time without it.
No.
Barely.
Barely. All right, let's get on to the next question. What athlete has 3 kids named Olympia Lightning, St. Leo, and Thunder? What athlete has 3 kids named Olympia Lightning, St. Leo, and Thunder?
I do not know this.
I don't even have a guess.
My initial thought, just because of Lightning and Thunder, was Bolt. But that's 100% a guess. I'm just going off of the play on words.
That's good. I like it. St. Leo.
Is St. Leo a city or an island that Usain Bolt would have been a part of?
I mean, he's Jamaican. I don't know what is St. Your guess is as good as anything I can come up with. I like it.
Because then their name would literally be Thunderbolt.
Yes.
I would say Usain Bolt. I have no idea though.
I love your logic, even if you're wrong.
Okay.
Usain Bolt. That's our answer.
Usain Bolt.
All right, you guys got it. Usain Bolt.
Look at you.
That's crazy.
Leo and Thunder just born a couple days ago, I believe. So,
I've heard nothing about it.
I'm not sure I want you guys coming to Quizzo because you're right. I don't know.
Is St. Leo, was that named after an island or something? Because obviously the Lightning and the Thunder. I wonder where the St. Leo came from.
Yeah, that I don't know. I feel like St. Leo's kind of getting the short end of the stick. I mean, Lightning and Thunder, and then St. Leo.
Pretty good.
Yeah, or my just having gone through the process, maybe his wife was like, "There's no way we're naming the kid Thunder," and then she wanted to have another kid. And in the negotiation of it, he's like, okay, we'll have one more. But if we do, him or her, we're naming it Thunder. And she was like, okay. So maybe he had to lobby.
St. Leo and Thunder were twins. So maybe there was like a trade-off there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe he filled out the birth certificate while she wasn't looking.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you didn't know we had another one? You thought there was just one? Okay. Next up.
All right. Next question. I'm going to give you a range here, 5 either way. According to kegoutlet.com, how many 12-ounce beers, we're back to serving sizes now, will you get in a typical half-barrel keg? In case you're wondering, half-barrel keg, those are the ones like, for instance, Mark, you were probably doing keg stands from when you were in college. So how many 12-ounce beers will you get from a typical half-barrel keg? And I'll give you a 5-beer swing either way.
Jeff, this is you. I'm not a drinker, so I probably have the college record for I have transported more kegs than any person who's never drank out of one. So, Jeff, help me out.
No, this is a bummer because this is one like I do not know.
Your family owns a distributor.
I know how much one costs. I know how heavy one is. Like I know all that stuff. I do not know. I don't know how many 12-ounce beers you'll get out of one though.
Isn't there some like how many cases of beer in a keg? You don't know
this
that?
This is the other part too. Like I'm not a beer drinker, so I don't really I don't drink beer. Like I don't know. I could tell you anything you want to know about rum. I just don't just don't know anything about beer.
Just to go over Jeff's outward thought process, his back-to-back sentences were, I'm not a beer drinker. I don't drink beer. In case we didn't understand the first sentence, he fired it back again. Okay, there's some number, like, I'm going to say
150.
No, I don't think there's that many.
You don't think so?
I thought I heard, isn't there like 7.5 or 8 cases? So if there's, but then is the case 12 or 24?
I was waiting for you to do the math and realize that's about 150.
How many is a case 24? Is it 12?
Well, if it's 24 and you get 6 of them, it's almost 150. Even though I was told that's ludicrous.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that. Whatever. All right. We can go 5 either way. 145.
Okay.
145 is the answer. You guys are a little bit off. It's 165. 165.
Better than I thought, Jeff. I owe you an
apology.
apology.
That was closer. Originally I was going to say 200 and then just tried to like work my way down. But yeah, I had no idea. I know they're heavy.
They are.
How heavy? Can you throw one over each shoulder?
Probably I'm Polish and I'm stout, so I might be able to get it off the ground.
All right. That's what are you guys? 3 for 4.
3 for 4. That was a good question.
Question number 5. What fast food restaurant does Ice Cube mention in his 1992 song, It Was a Good Day?
Jeff?
I don't know this one.
What?
I can give you a hint. It was founded.
Hold on. Jeff, no this is your wheelhouse.
Yeah, I don't know this. I don't know what restaurant. It's not ringing a bell. Like the other day with Third Base, it like clicked, and this one I can't even play the song in my head right now.
All right, here's what I'm thinking. We'll just walk us through this. Ice Cube is West Coast, right?
Correct.
Are we thinking In-N-Out Burger? Are we thinking like Carl's Jr.? Like Popeyes? Like something that's very not here but there?
In-N-Out's
McDonald's is the easy one.
Yeah, but McDonald's is too simple. Like McDonald's, that's not I feel like that's not even a trivia question if it's McDonald's.
I would think my immediate guess would either be Popeyes. Is there another?
Jack in the Box. Popeyes.
Jack in the Box is one. Actually, I like Jack in the Box better because I think you could rap to better with Jack in the Box than Popeyes. I would either think In-N-Out Burger or Jack in the Box.
I would go In-N-Out, but I don't know. Either one's a good guess.
Because if you've ever been west, like people talk about, you have to get an In-N-Out burger.
Right.
So
yeah, let's do In-N-Out.
Okay, we'll go with that.
All right. Well, that is incorrect. Founded 1947 by a woman named Lovey Yancey. It would be Fat Burger.
I never heard of Fat Burger.
I did not know. I honestly, I can't even like hum the song in my head, which is kind of disappointing.
And what is also disappointing is that you carried us through this entire round, but this was your wheelhouse and you blew it. You blew it.
Are you?
1992 rap is your category.
I would never be this mean to you, but since you're bringing it up, I'm not really sure why you showed up today. What did you attribute to
I helped you with the Charles Barkley question.
Did you?
Oh no, I got the bonus question up front. What was the bonus question?
Serving size in the pint of Ben & Jerry's.
Yeah, I got that one. 4.
Thank you.
That's what I did. Yeah, I was a whole lot of dead weight today, and I apologize for that.
All right, John, what do you have coming up?
All right, I got some big news. More places coming online. Of course, Monday nights at Boom City in Williamsport. Tuesday nights, Bullfrog Brewery, 8:30 p.m. And then starting next week, Otto's and State College will be firing back up Quizzo. Starting at 8. They used to start at 9, but they're going to try a little bit earlier. Wednesdays, of course, we have Rusty Rail and Mifflinburg at 6:30. Kimball's no more Kimball's. We're taking the summer off at Kimball's till the kids come back, college students. Brickyard at 9:00 in Williamsport Wednesday nights. Town Tavern in Lewisburg, 7 p.m. Also really excited to welcome Three Beards Brewing Company, located outside of Sunbury, Pennsylvania, which is home to
Wise Markets.
Wise Markets, starting this Thursday at 7 p.m., Three Beards. If you guys haven't had the opportunity to even look at pictures of this place, it is spectacular. They're connected with the Spyglass Ridge Winery, where they do the concerts and stuff. So we're doing that, starting that this Thursday. So yeah, things are starting to feel pretty normal.
Nice.
I hear you didn't have the most intellectual group last night at Boom City, because I got a message from the winner, so I'm guessing it was kind of a watered down academic crowd.
I can't comment on the crowd. I don't personally host Boom City. One of my other guys does that for me. But
I was just throwing that out there because I know she watches as well, so I just wanted to.
Every crowd has their positives and their negatives, I suppose. We love all Quizzo players.
So okay, just to go over the new ones, in State College is where Otto's?
Yeah, well, Otto's is probably the second oldest Quizzo on the circuit. They started way back when, but obviously with the pandemic, they took some time off. So they're going to be starting things back up on Tuesday of next week, so the weekend after 4th of July.
And the brewery in Sunbury is on what day?
Three Beards Brewing is starting this coming Thursday at 7:00. Yeah.
So people are spreading all around, and you are one of the people who suffered through. We know lots of people with the pandemic. Some people were really hurt. Some people made money hand over fist. You were one of the ones because you're in these establishments that got shut down, and it really you were booming. And then you were not.
Yeah, but and again, it's been a while, but thank you to both of you guys for giving me this platform to get out my schedule and talk trivia, which is something I could do all day long. So
well, it's fun. Like for people who have never played it, it's just you get a bunch of morons together, which we are also called our friends, and it's shocking how much stupid stuff that your collection of people know, and it is a really fun time. If you're looking for something to get out that's just different, it's an added dimension of just sitting in a bar and chewing the fat with your friends. You do all that anyway, and you eat anyway, and you drink anyway, but it's a lot of fun to go along with it. And
absolutely.
Yeah, it's funny then. It's also funny the questions that you're asking, like, I should know this. I can't think of the name. So it's fun on both ends of it. And it is really a blast. If you're looking for things to do, trivia is a good time.
Awesome. Thanks, John.
Yeah, thanks. Have a great week.
See you next week.
Hey, we'll see you, man.
Bye.
All right, let's get that back up. Not your best showing.
I was going to say, I hope I'm in the lineup next week. I don't know. You might be working the phone lines thinking I need somebody to help because Mark is dead weight.
My goodness. Nothing. I couldn't get anything out of you.
That was bad.
It happened.
Listen, 90s rap. Come on.
As far as I should have known it? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know rap.
I don't know what to tell you. Real quick, some comments. Let's go through them. Someone said, what do we got here?
Mark is dumb. Go ahead. Which one was that?
Okay, so apparently, Mark, your uncle showed Great Danes and Irish setters when we were kids.
Jim?
Is this true?
That's my cousin. Nikki's my cousin.
Uh-huh. So you actually
Uncle
have dogs?
Jim showed Great Danes and Irish setters?
So Uncle Jim could come on and he could tell us why dogs are better than other dogs?
Maybe. I never knew that. I never did. My Uncle Jim is like the nicest person you've ever met in your life. You've never met him, but he is the nicest guy in the world. I did not know that.
You just made fun of me for saying I'm not a beer drinker. I don't drink beer. And then you come back with he is the nicest guy you've never met. Well, you've never met him.
Well, I was saying he's the nice guy you've ever met, but even though you've never met him,
right.
but
You've never
you
met
get
him.
All right. Anyway, I did not know that.
Kim says, great discussion, guys. Happy for Carl. And like you said, that he felt so supported to do this in the peak of his career. Cheers. Yeah, I think that's the biggest, again, it's a big deal regardless, but I think what makes it, special might not be the word, but what makes it unique and what makes it special is he is at the top of his game right now. You could make the argument. Like, he is not going anywhere. He is a solid NFL player.
Well, we're probably remiss in not mentioning this. There was a guy, and I can't think of his name, Sam. He was a defensive end out of Missouri. He was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, and he was drafted. And when he was drafted, he was openly gay, but he just never made it. Like, he was a 7th-round pick.
Yeah,
and I don't think the Rams drafted him. He got cut. He got somewhere else. He might end up in Canada, but so this is different because Carl is established and he's good and he's coming back next year. And so, it is different. But
and it also could be different too. And I hate to call it an agenda, but for lack of a better word, like, didn't Sam have a separate agenda? Like, he was doing a lot of work within the gay community, and he was a huge supporter, and he was going to events and trying to really. So for him, football wasn't 1A. He had other things. For Carl, this was, football is the thing. This is what he wants to do, and he's good at it. And not that Sam wasn't good at football, but I feel like he had other aspirations, other goals in mind than just sacking the quarterback. Whereas for Carl, I don't think that's necessarily the case. Obviously it's an amazing gesture, what he did with the Trevor Project, but just listening to him talk and seeing him play, I think sacking the quarterback is still numero uno for him.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Real quick, now we get to see Mark looks like on a sugar high. Do you get sugar highs? If you drink a lot of soda or candy, do you?
No, that's I
don't really see
too. There's no real such thing as a sugar high. I read that with the whole, when parents tell about their kids, they need less sugar. I don't think it works, but no, one serving.
Okay. I mean, you're really disappointed about that. I'm almost shocked at how disappointed you are. You have kids too. You should be used to sharing the bag.
Why?
Just, kids walk up, they hold their hand out, you pour some M&Ms in their hand.
Oh, they know better. They know better.
Not even chips or any.
At home, you don't have a bag of, I don't know. You don't. You just. I don't know. It's. Yeah, I don't know. You only eat these. I only get these literally at the Little League field, and maybe at a high school football game. And my kids aren't hanging around me at the Little League field at a high school football game. So I don't know. I've never, if someone comes up to me and says, "Can I have one?" I'll give them one. But is that share? Do we have 3 people? If you were here right now and there were 3 of us in this room, would I divide these up in thirds and say you get a third, Dan gets a third, and I get a third? No.
Okay, but from an advertising standpoint, maybe the share size is not 3 individual servings. The idea of it is there's enough in there that if you gave a couple to a friend and you gave a couple to your kid, you're still getting a full serving.
But are you?
If they made the bag bigger.
If you ate a third of this bag, would you feel like you got a full serving?
I don't like peanut
M&Ms. Would not.
You've been around me now. We've been sharing an office, and you've been around me enough now. How many times have you seen me with a bag of candy?
It's not the point.
It is the point. I can't relate to you is what I'm saying. I don't eat enough candy to relate to the idea that sacrificing 5 M&Ms to my kid would be a problem.
No, I didn't say that. But I'm saying, when there are not kids, you wouldn't eat this whole bag?
Well, I don't know. Not probably. I'm not just saying this. Probably not. Probably not.
You are less of a man than I thought you were.
You think so?
I mean, most red-blooded Americans would eat this without hesitation. And not think that oh my God, that was 3 servings. No, it was not.
I would love to see that's a share size. I would love to see like a Mark size bag. That should be their next campaign. That should be
They're
next
all Mark
advertising.
size, whether they're
Mark
littler,
size.
whether they're bigger. They're like whether they're, you just eat until it's empty. That's how it works. It's a very simple process. There are no mathematical calculations here. And the thing is, people know I'm right. You get a bottle of something to drink or a can of something to drink. It's not, you don't like, hey, well, this is, you just, like when you're at a mini market and you're on the road and you just grab one, you don't look and say, oh, is it 16.9 ounces? Is it 24 ounces? You grab one, you pay for it, you start drinking until it's empty. It's
right.
Really not that hard.
I got to beat the thunder. Thank you guys for watching the Midday Show.
Are you saying Usain's kid? Is that where that was going?
You close us out.
No, I was just Thunderbolt. It's the greatest name ever.
Yeah, no. He just ran by.
He just ran by.
That one's obvious now that you think about it. At first, I had no clue, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, that one's pretty obvious. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Weiss Markets. Be sure to go there for all your grocery needs. Mark's probably been there twice already today.
I was there last night. Not yet.
You can probably catch him there this afternoon if you leave now. Say hi to him. But thank you to Weiss Markets for being our title sponsor. Thank you to NorthcentralPa.com for letting us do this. Be sure to go there for all your local news. And we're excited.
And thank you for carrying us through trivia today. I will try to help next week.
I do think this will be a one-time thing. Like, I think as we do it, I think more times than not, you will end up carrying us more because there's just going to be certain genres and topics that, like, I don't know.
Well, so John's more my age, so I think there's an older questions that kind of fit into my wheelhouse. But I did get the bonus question right. I want to keep reminding people that I did not go totally over.
When I said topics and genres, one of them was solo cups of ice cream. Is that clearly false in?
Because you don't eat those either, do you?
I don't know. I'm not like I'm weird. Listen, I don't eat healthy. Like, no, I'm not saying I don't eat candy or ice cream. I'm more of like pizza, soda, burgers,
bacon cheeseburger with mayo.
Yes. So I'm not sitting here like I'm not condemning candy and ice cream because like I like healthy, but like I'm just not like I don't know. I've never been someone who has to have candy in the house or like ice cream in the freezer.
You're not a sweet tooth guy.
I'm not, but I am like a grease like anything like burger. Say like I eat heavy when I do.
And what makes me fortunate is I'm both. I can eat the crappy sugary food or I can eat the crappy greasy food. Either way, I'm good.
I think like I would take salt over sugar any day of the week.
That's an interesting concept.
Like give me salt and grease before sugar and I'm happy.
I'll bet more people agree with you on that, but hadn't really thought about it in that context.
Yeah. I'm a bag of chips and so like you keep the candy, you keep the ice cream. Give me the bag of chips, give me the popcorn, give me the bottle of soda, and you guys kind of stay over there and like I'll be over here with my popcorn and chips.
See, I'm kind of both, just to balance it out.
Yeah, you're so well rounded.
If I'm on the road, I need like a soda, some sort of chocolate candy bar-ish, and then like a bag of combos. It, to me, is the greatest traveling food.
See, that's so funny because my number one thing in the car, and I think you've seen it before, is sunflower seeds. That's like my number one thing. So yeah, it is. I don't know. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for watching Midday Show. We hope you're enjoying it. I think we're pushing 750 followers in the group, which is like, thank you, astronomical. We really appreciate it.
And of those 750, there's like 100 that actually like the show.
You think so?
Yeah.
Listen, Ken Madison is not in the group.
He's not?
He is not. He's not in the group. He follows North Central PA, but he's not in the Midday Show group. I might actually search and invite him to join it. I'm not just saying this, Ken. I love you. If you ever want to come on the show and tell us what we need to improve and what we need to do better, we are all ears. It'll be great.
We are ready. We have rolled out the red carpet.
Yes, Ken. Your invitation is always there. Always. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Jeff Everett. He's Mark Messina, and we will see you tomorrow.
Later.